Welcome back to our channel, Warriors. We are still growing. I need you guys to hit that subscribe button. We are almost at 10,000 subscribers. When we get there, I'm going to drop a gem for you guys. Now, this story right here is going to be about the body-worn cameras, right? For correctional officers. The police officers on the streets, they'd already been having wearing them, right? We also got these new AVSS auto video surveillance system, 4K, top of the line, can't beat it, right? For video clarity, evidence preservation, and all that good stuff. So, I got to Donovan RJD prison in 2014, the end of 2014, the beginning of 2015. I promoted to sergeant. Before that, I was at Centinela State Prison, right? So I get sergeant in 2014, 2015, the Wild Wild West. Right off the bat, no rules, no structure, just wild. Everything just out of control. Inmate movement, like no security, it's just out of control. Staff assaults were off the hook. Man, with that being said, so I was there before the BWCs, the body-worn cameras got implemented. During, right, oh my God. And then afterwards, while they're still on the line. So, how the body-worn cameras came to be, right? How did, I'm not even surprised. I'm not surprised, right? How did RJD get to become the first prison in the history? History! We made history. It's not one of these history things you want to be known for, right? To get the body-worn cameras in a correctional setting, probably in California. Maybe in the East Coast they have them, not sure. If that's the case, tap in on the comments, let us know. Well, the way it came to be was actually a court order, like a judge, a court ordered them, and here's why. There was serious allegations being made that correctional peace officers were beating up disabled inmates. All right, listen to what I just told you. There was allegations that correctional peace officers were beating up disabled inmates. All right, let's look at facts. I was there. I already told you that 90% of the inmate population in the mental health system are faking it. Somebody jumped on the comments. I believe she was a mental health person. Had to have been, because that's how they make their money. Yes, I understand everybody has seen trauma. I understand. But I'm talking about, like, that program was designed for, like, people that you can tell who's manipulating, right? Like, you go to the grocery store, you see a little fucking kid throw himself in the aisle. And, you know, if they're white, they're like, come on, Tommy, get up. Come on, little Billy. Right? If they're Mexican, they're fucking get your ass up, yanking them up. I have a daughter, right? I know how I react. Get your fucking ass up right now. Making a goddamn scene. But fucking embarrassing the family name. Anyhow, so damn, went off on a tangent, but it doesn't matter. So the fakers, right? It doesn't matter. The courts doesn't see them as fakers. The department doesn't see them as fakers. A motherfucker on the line sees them as fakers. A correctional officer in the building that sees them doing drug transactions, right? Prostitution. They ain't fucking half-assing it at that. They're on point. They're making money. They're fucking creating debt. Creating debt. Hey, we all create debt. Well, you know. So, right, they're now labeled mental health, right? Same for disability, same for disabled inmates. I've told you, you got these I told you on a live what I would do if I was an inmate. I would fucking milk the system for everything it had. I would ask for a lower bunk, lower tier chrono. I'll say that my back is shot out. Oh, fucking, my knees gave out. I can't even hold my cup of coffee without straining my L2, L3 lumbar. I don't even know what that is. It just sounded cool. So I've seen dudes that are assigned those walkers pull on the side of the track and do handstand push-ups on the walker. You tell me that's disabled, man. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but you're going to tell me you need a walker, but you're able to do handstand push-ups on a walker? Anyhow, you got my point. You had disabled inmates. Watch these quotation marks. Disabled inmates, mentally ill inmates. I just told you to get down. All right. You had staff assault. I told you had staff assaults. More than Sentinella. Because at least those that Sentinella were sanctioned, and not that they were approved, not that they're okay, that they happen, but at a GP, you do have to get permission to assault a cop. Unless it's like a disrespect issue. RJD was a Wild Wild West free-for-all. These dudes were hitting cops just because they didn't get their way. So, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. If you hit a cop, you're not going to win. You can knock the cop's teeth out. You can break the cop's jaw. You can break the cop's nose. But you're not going to win. Take it for what it's worth. You're not going to win. I don't care. Plain and simple. Not going to happen. Right? You're not going to walk away with a W. There's cases where you do, right? So, not going to happen. And this is just observation, right? Boots on the ground. You can knock a fucking cop out unconscious. Now you're going to get fucking booked for SBI, right? Battery on a peace officer with SBI? Fuck. You're fucked. You're absolutely fucked. So, God, went on another tangent. This is how much these body-worn cameras meant to me. Or pissed me off. Well, that's not what pissed me off. So, you have disabled inmates. You have mentally ill inmates. They're going off on cops. Yes, the cops quelled those situations, man. There was an inmate that body slammed a female officer in the gym. That's concrete floor. We're not gonna go over there and tell the inmate, please get down, sir. It's not gonna happen. I don't care who you think you are, what you're about, not gonna happen. Fuck no. You put hands on a female, like, what do you want me to tell you? What do you want me to tell you? So, yeah, those inmates got injured in the process of assaulting cops. Absolutely, they received injuries. They went out to the hospital. The majority of them went out to the hospital for their injuries. We even were so kind enough to go treat their injuries, right? So, right, all within policy. We're not doing extra. We're quelling. We're quelling incidents, right? We're quelling assaults on our persons. So keep tracking. I told you about the poor CC1 that got his nose broken. It's like titled Code 3 Charlie Art on one of my previous videos. The homie, the counselor was just doing a little thing. There was a code on the yard. This big old inmate comes in and just fucking breaks his nose. I was with that counselor at Sentinella. It's a small department. I told you this. Didn't end well for that one inmate. That inmate lost. That inmate caught an L. For sure he caught an L. I can tell you he did. So, now all of a sudden, the inmates want to bathe a big stink. They're beating us up. Help us. Dear God. Oh my God. I just told you what was happening. I just told you, man. It's like you have a kid at the grocery store, right? They're fucking breaking shit, and your own child, right? And you give them a spanking, and then they call the cops and say you're going to get arrested for child abuse. And you're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, motherfucking kid just broke all kinds of shit, spit on another little kid, like, punched another little kid. Like, hey, some kind of law and order has to transpire. I mean, it is our job to quell violence. All right, enough about that. You guys are tracking on board. The judge believes it. Oh my God, these cops are cowboys. They're out of control. You know what? Let's fix it. Let's fix it and get the BWCs. Fuck it. Bring them. Bring them. I'm not tripping. Cool. That's what I wanted. I wanted the body-worn cameras to show you that we were not, in fact, beating up inmates for the hell of it for that they were minding their own business. We come from a bad day and just crack, boom, bitch, get up and go mop the floor. That was not happening. So we get them, right? We get the body-worn cameras. Guess what happened? Guess what happened? I can assure you, ain't nobody was blatantly beating up disabled inmates. I can 100% fact show you that. Was there unnecessary use of force or excessive use of force incidents that got like caught or not exposed, but like as a result? There might have been. I don't recall any. You're gonna see policy violations, yeah. But listen to these policy violations that I'm talking about. It was not beating up inmates. I can assure you, it was not beating up. Those are some severe consequences or allegations. I told you guys about the video titled "Betrayal" about one of my ex-homies. I refer to him as a buffoon. He was an acting captain. He was an acting captain on A Yard, Alpha Yard. I was his lieutenant. Well, we were peers. He was just acting. That administration, that Pollard administration flipped the game, right? They're always going to do shady shit. Boom. Hey, we're not catching them beating up inmates. Let's get them for something else. That should never be the mentality, like, let's get them for something else. Like, that wasn't the purpose of these cameras. So, they were spying. They were doing, like, voyeurism. You guys look up voyeurism. It's where they have like hidden cameras and shit. It's disgusting. Perverted. They wanted those cameras on 24/7, 365. With the exception, you can go to the bathroom, you can turn it off. So yeah, man, as a cop, I was a cop. I get this. You're in downtime, you're in the office, you're chopping it up with your partner. Hey man, what'd you do this weekend? Hey, oh, so-and-so's hooking up with so-and-so. Hey man, what kind of tattoo you gonna get next? Oh, hey, what'd you do to your ride? You're dropping F-bombs. So they were booking these cops for dropping the F word on camera on their little downtime. Like, man, what do you... I was in the military, man. I know about troop morale, right? Troop welfare, troop morale levels. You're just smashing the morale. Like, what are you doing? Honestly, man. Like, that's not the point, right? And if you're a warden, wardens, pay attention. I know you guys are watching my stuff because Sacramento's on here. You're going to learn a lot from me, wardens. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you how to be a warden from right here. So don't do that. Right? These cops have it bad enough. They got to look over their back, make sure they don't get stabbed by the administration. They got to look in the front, make sure they don't get stabbed by an inmate. So this buffoon of an acting captain tells me, while he's wearing my captain bars, the son of a bitch, he tells me, hey man, I need you to review this officer's video footage. Allegedly, he was cussing out an inmate. Mind you, we had no formal way of doing these types of inquiries. They were calling them inquiries because as a lieutenant, I wasn't blessed. As a matter of fact, I had put in memorandums for ISU. They didn't pick me for ISU. I'm not an investigator. Kick rocks with that, right? So that's the whole allegations. I'm going to do another video on the whole allegations. AIMS. OIA AIMS. I already did one on OIA. You're going to trip out on the AIMS. Allegations, something I management bullshit. So, basically the CDCR got in trouble for investigating their own, right? They said, how can you guys investigate your own? I agree. We can't investigate our own. Send that shit elsewhere. Give it to the feds. Give it to somebody else. I don't want to, sure in the hell don't want to do it. I want to chill. So, Captain Buffoon, acting Captain Buffoon tells me, hey, review so-and-so's body-worn camera and look for staff misconduct. I'm like, nah, not doing it. Nope. Again, I want to talk about courage. You know what type of courage it takes for me to tell somebody when they're wrong at a higher rank? It's not easy. Not everybody does it. Not doing it, Buffoon. Not doing it. I didn't actually call him a buffoon, but I said, not happening. Tells me again. Now we're getting to the point where I'm about to start getting written up for insubordination, right? So, what I actually did was put a body-worn camera on myself. This was actually clever. And I covered it up. I went into his office and said, so, Captain So-and-so, what you're asking me to do is review so-and-so's body-worn camera. And I pulled it down, and this dude's face was like in shock. Like he saw a ghost, right? He's like, starts stuttering. Yes, Lieutenant so-and-so. Cool, got you, buddy. Got your ass on camera for your shenanigans. I review the camera, and yeah, the officer is in fact cussing out an inmate. He's an OG officer. He was cussing out the inmate. He was. But the point is that, like, the means of which way I discovered that was, like, all shady from the start. Talk about Peace Officer Bill of Rights. POBAR rights, right? We have rights. The inmates have rights. We should have rights. Civilians should have rights. So he tells me, oh, cool, you found that? Write them up. I said, hell no. I'm not writing them up. Not happening. No. First of all, I shouldn't have been spying on the dude's camera. Second of all, I'm sure in the hell not going to write him up for it. Oh my God, he cries out to this other real captain who used to be my homie. We'll call him Captain Homito. Dude was a joke, right? Was my homie initially from the start. I'm going to make a whole video on this guy too. Straight rat. Not even the good kind either, right? Yeah, I said it. I said what I said. Anyhow, so write him up. I'm not writing him up. Write him up. I'm not writing him up. I even typed a long memorandum to the warden who was protecting those two. As you can see, man, this chess game was rigged. The chess game was not a chess game. It was corruption. Right? I can't put it anywhere else. So anyways, I did not know this at the time, but they put me under investigation for like the third time for insubordination. Oh, I was going to write, like, dude, they had pushed me to a point, but I swear to God, I swear I'm not telling any lies. When I went to pull up that camera again, because that Captain Homito he was about to do what he was going to do to me. So I went on there, that video disappeared from the cloud, gone, poof. I swear to God, I annotated that. I said, hey, due to technical difficulties, that video's gone. For sure. You can't even mess with it. Nobody even knows how to mess with it. So, video disappeared. I think after a certain amount of days, the footage goes away. Gone, right? I put that on a memorandum. Hey, we went back and forth as I attempted to review the footage for the write-up. Gone. Absolutely gone. Not there anymore. Nothing I can do about it. I'm a prison guard. I'm not a fucking IT tech. They put me under investigation for insubordination. Which it cleared. Of course it cleared. I think they got me for unprofessionalism or something. Anyhow. That's who the body-worn cameras went to, man. It went to getting these young cops, like, what? Like, you would have a serious staff assault. This was during COVID. Like, to make matters worse, RJD went through the worst of the worst times, right? And Sacramento headquarters, they're going to have to answer it for now. They can't stay quiet and pretend I don't exist forever. Something's going to have to give. And it ain't going to be me. So, because everything's documented. You can't beat documentation. They know that. So they turned a blind eye to everything that was happening. Well, eyes are open, buddies. Everybody's watching. The world is watching. I got people from New Zealand. Yeah, I saw you. Australia, Japan, everywhere. And they now know about the California Department of Corrections. So, I go under investigation, right? You would have staff assaults where the officers are running, it's COVID, their face mask would be down, you're gassed out, and they would write up cops for having their face mask down around their chin while still fighting inmates and restraining them and putting them in handcuffs. And it was just wrong. It was wrong. What we endured there was wrong, okay? That was the implementation. The cameras themselves, I love it. I love the principle. I love the concept of evidence preservation. You get to see the bad guys doing what they do, killing people. Yeah, it's all caught on camera. Riots, staff assaults, inmates just getting knocked out. You'll find a knocked out inmate on the ground. You'll go review the video footage. Oh, look, it was this culprit right here. It was this bad guy. He punched this one. It's evidence preservation, right? Justice. It wasn't like to be catching officers saying potty words and talking bad about the administration. What do you want us to do, man? At the least, I'll talk bad for them. This is the truth. But the administration didn't like that. They would write them up. Retaliation. Retaliation equals corruption. I keep saying this. Targeting. Come on, who's the real professionals? The real professionals are on the ground, troop levels. So, I'm going to have to do a part 2. I'm going to have to do a part 2 on BWC. All right. The message for today, right? I love dropping messages. Will be do the right thing. I think I just did this one. Do the right thing, man. Don't act out of spite. Don't act out of pressure, corruption, hatred. Stand up. The message for today is courage. Courage. Have some spine. Keep pushing forward.